This is the Real Faith Podcast, where we talk about a movie clip, a scripture, and make an application. We hope these provide encouragement to you. I'm your host, Chuck Bauer. After a successful church ministry of 28 years, I became a public school teacher, currently teaching high school English. We hope you are blessed by these episodes.
You guys ever go to Sunday school?
Puny God.
I love you. I know.
Welcome back to Real Faith, the podcast where we look at the intersection of film and scripture and offer a fresh perspective and practical encouragement. I'm your host, Chuck Bauer, and today we're diving into a powerful moment from the 1998 film Patch Adams, starring Robin Williams. I want to look at a scene that captures the essence of compassion and connect it to a thought about love as the cornerstone of Christian living, drawn from the book of Romans. Now, I know I focused on love during the month of February, and we looked at the fruit of the Spirit, which includes love, but Scripture makes it clear. Love is a hallmark of the Christian life. It's how we're called to live. I read Matthew about a month ago and was reminded that whatever we do for the least of these, we do it for the Lord. And then I just finished Romans and had forgotten some of the admonitions to love. So we're going to get to those passages in just a moment. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it, Patch Adams is really a comedy drama based on the true story of Dr. Hunter Patch Adams, a physician who believed that laughter and human connection are vital to healing. The film follows Patch, played by Robin Williams, who, after a personal crisis, admits himself to a mental institution in the late 1960s. There, he discovers that humor and empathy help him and others more than traditional treatments. Inspired, Patch enrolls in medical school, where he challenges the cold, detached approach of the medical establishment by using humor, joy, and personal care to treat patients. The movie really is a mix of heartfelt moments of humor, of tragedy, and it highlights Patch's mission to treat the person, not just the disease. Now, I want to focus on one of the most really moving scenes that embodies this spirit. The clip that we're going to listen to comes from a scene where Patch visits a hospital ward full of sick children. He enters the pediatric ward, and these kids are battling serious illnesses, and the atmosphere is heavy. But Patch doesn't see diseases, he sees people. He starts with a goofy grin and creates his signature red clown nose. He pretends he's a bee, he makes silly faces, he tells absurd jokes. One child, initially scared, starts giggling.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Cameron.
Hi, Cameron. I'm Patch.
I am cold. Just a bit of a cold. Is my nose red? Oh, it is. It's red.
What's that? You don't know?
I don't either.
Let's find out.
Taxi!
Soon the whole ward is laughing as Patch pretends to be a clumsy doctor, tripping over his own feet and turning medical checkups into a game. The kids' faces light up, their fear replaced with joy. Honestly, it's a moment of pure, unfiltered love through humor.
What is going on here?
Why is this scene so powerful? It's not just about laughter, it's about Patch seeing these children as individuals, not patients. He brings dignity and joy to a place of pain, showing that love can transform even the darkest moments. Which brings us to our thought for this episode. Love is how Christians are called to live. As I said earlier, everywhere we turn in Scripture, it's about Christians loving others. The verses towards the end of Romans really drive it home, and let's unpack a few. First, Romans 12:21 says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." In the clip, Patch faces, in a sense, the evil of suffering, and he faces it not with despair, but with the good of laughter and care. As Christians, we're called to meet pain and darkness with acts of goodness. Patch's clowning isn't just silliness. It's a deliberate choice to bring light where there's darkness, much like how we're called to respond to evil with love. The next chapter, Romans 13:8, tells us, "Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law." Patch's approach reflects this. He owes these children nothing by worldly standards, yet he pours out love because he sees it as his calling. As Christians, our debt is to love others relentlessly, whether they're strangers, enemies, or, in this case, the sick. Love fulfills God's law because it's the heart of his commands. And finally, 2 verses later, Romans 13:10 says, "Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law." Patch's humor does no harm. It heals. He treats each child with dignity, showing that love isn't just avoiding harm, but actively seeking others' good. For us, this means our actions, whether big or small, should reflect a love that lifts others up, just as Christ does. So what does this mean for us? Patch Adams, both in the film and real life, challenges us to rethink how we approach others. Are we too busy or detached to notice someone's pain? Do we hold back love because it's messy or inconvenient? The Bible and Patch's examples say no. Love is active, bold, and transformative. Think of someone in your life who needs love right now. Maybe a coworker who's struggling, a neighbor who's lonely, or even a stranger. Can you be intentional with your love? And what does that look like? It could be as simple as a smile, a conversation, or an act of kindness. Like Patch with those kids, make them feel seen and valued. That's living out the love Christ calls us to. As we wrap up, let's carry the image of Patch in that hospital ward, clown nose and all, reminding us that love can break through even the toughest moments. The Roman passages aren't just verses, they're really a blueprint of a life of love that reflects Jesus. So let's go out and live it. Thanks for joining me on Real Faith, and if this episode touched you, share it with someone who needs a little love today. Until next time, keep shining Christ's light through your actions. If you enjoyed this episode of Real Faith, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future episodes. Remember, you can find us at wherever podcasts are found and on scbauer.com. That's scbower.com. There's also contact and bio information on that website. And if you have a question or if I can help you out, please let me know.